should know this. Equal parts of butter and flour. Okay, so you're gonna put your get your pot on, get your butter, just cut it up into smaller pieces. Why do we cut in smaller pieces? Correct. Common sense would tell you that smaller pieces are going to melt quicker, right? Good answer. Everyone heard somebody say it, right? Oh, it's just in my head. Alright. So we're going to let the butter melt. The butter melts, we're going to make the roux. There you are. There's your butter in there. It's melting. So it calls for 6 cups of stock, 6 tablespoons of butter, 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. We're going to do it 4 cups of stock instead of 6 for this recipe. So when you guys do it here, just do 4 cups, okay? And we have it in the water. So once we get the butter melted, we make our roux. Alright, butter's all melted, add our flour to it, and we make our roux. You want to let the, like we talked just a minute ago, you're going to let the roux cook out so you get none of your flavor, and then you'll have that bitter, the flour has that bitterness to it. You want to cook that out, okay? You guys step closer and see what it looks like inside. That's what we're looking for, okay? Now, should I just take all the stock and add it at one time? There's a thing called what? Gives you a T. Say it again? It'll get clumpy, right? So a thing called tempering, right? It's one of your definitions. A lot of you left it blank, but it was on there. So when you temper something, you add a little bit of liquid to it at a time. So come closer and look. So now when I add it, I add a little bit to it. Let it cook. See how thin it is? Now watch it. In 1 second, it'll start to really thicken up. The other thing you want to do is take a rubber spatula, go along the sides of it, and you get all, see the roux there? You get the roux off the sides of the pan, even though you don't think that it has walls, it does. See how it's tightening up? So now we're going to temper it a little more. This is the stock. See how the stock is kind of like gelatin aspect to it, like a little bit thicker? That's from the bones in the chicken and from cooking it out. Okay, so now you can see it's tightening up. We're going to add more of our stock to it. You guys at home, that's kind of what you're looking for there. Here's a good thing too, if you take this, see how the roux is sitting in the corners there of the pan? Just use your rubber spatula and move it out of the corners. It's starting to thicken up, just keep adding it. Then you're going to season it with salt and pepper. You don't want to do too much salt and pepper to it because you're going to make it's a derivative. You're going to make another sauce out of it. So you just want to be able to taste it. If you just taste this, you're going to taste the chicken. Chef Mullen and I did this earlier. I made one. He tasted it, and I also tasted the chicken. So we added some salt and pepper to it, give it a little bit of flavor, not too much. The best thing if you do pepper in this, because it is a white sauce, would be what kind of pepper? There's black pepper. There's white pepper. What do you think would be good in here? White pepper. White pepper, that way you don't see the black flakes, right? So you have the white pepper, you put white pepper in there, okay? So we're just gonna add all of our stock to it. We're gonna let it simmer, and that'll be our mother sauce, okay? Now, for the sake of class and for TV time here, here's the velouté it's already made. Now we're gonna make a mother sauce. So for the mother sauce, we're gonna take mushrooms. Can you grab me a little squeeze bottle of oil? Usually right on the shelf. Heat our pan up, right? We want the pan to be hot before we add the oil. Why? so it doesn't stick. So we get a hot pan, get the pan nice and hot, then you add your oil to it, right? Then you add your product and the product won't stick. So we're just going to do, the mother sauce we're going to do is a mushroom supreme sauce. Supreme, as we just talked about, has cream in it. Okay, we're going to do a mushroom supreme. That way you can use it on a chicken breast dish or whatever you want to do, or even an open-faced turkey sandwich or something. You could use the same thing. So we're going to add some mushrooms to it. Saute our mushrooms. Now, I already have the velouté I made earlier. This would be just like in a restaurant. This is what's called a la minute, making it to order. So we already have the sauce, the mother sauce is already made, right? Now we're just going to add it to the pan. So we're not making it from scratch every single time, but we can use this for a lot of different things. We could use this as a base for 4 different sauces, but we're not making 4 different sauces. Make one big one and you make them to order as you go. So we just saute our mushrooms. Hello. So we're just going to deglaze this. Just the pan, when you deglaze it, you pull flavor off the bottom of the pan. We're going to add a little bit of cream to it. And we're going to add the mother sauce, the velouté that we already made. Add that to it. See the difference in it now? A little bit lighter. This is where, if you wanted to season it something different, this is where you would add your spices or your fresh herbs to it. Different aromatics to it. Okay, but that's the mother sauce. And then we made a derivative sauce, the supreme with mushrooms. You guys at home, that's what it looks like there. Okay, so you have mushrooms in it. It's just the velouté, saute the mushrooms, deglaze it with the cream, and then add the mother sauce to it. And you always just taste it, see where you're at. And if you need to adjust your seasoning, this would be the time you would do it. Good. So that's just a mother sauce, and you saw how easy it was taking the mother sauce and coming up with a derivative for it, right? Everybody at home, anybody have questions? You guys have any questions? Alright, so that's the mother sauces. The derivative is the supreme with mushrooms. That's one of your 5 mother sauces. What's your other 4? Number Beth D. What's the B? Bechamel. E. Anybody at home? Mother sauces. Hello, is this thing working? Anybody at home? Hello? Go ahead, Diamond. Don't put your hand up. Just go ahead, talk. Hollandaise is one. What's the B? Somebody other than Diamond. You guys are there. Someone speak up. Let's go. Other than Diamond. What's B stand for? Bechamel. What's the E stand for? Espanol. What's the T stand for? Tomato. What's the H stand for, Diamond? I think you just spoke. The H. Did you just say it? Hollandaise. And what's the V? Velouté. So you got Beth V, Bechamel, Espanol, Tomato, Hollandaise, Velouté. Guys better know these. It's going to be your test next week. Alright, so you guys, let's start. We're going to use the brown sauce. We're going to get the stock on for the brown stock first, and then we're going to go to the bechamel. Okay? You guys at home have any questions for me?